Howdy there. Hello everyone. My name is Webweaver. It's Look Who It Is. And welcome to... welcome to It's Look Who It Is. I don't really know how else to say it other than it's Look Who It Is, you know? Like, it's Look. There is nothing else besides looking who it is and seeing who it is. And you might be able to guess who it is. Now, do I want to do random perks again? I'm thinking we could do random item statistics this time, which doesn't really affect Moriko because, well, you know, she starts with a weapon. And I think it's only if you, like, unequip the weapon or, like, re-equip it or something that the stats randomize. I don't think the starting item stats randomize. Which, you know, I kind of wish they did randomize, but it doesn't really matter, right? And I mean, hey, you know, I've been getting knowledge diffed by some things that changed like 2 patches ago that just never came up, so maybe I get knowledge diffed on this too, a game mode that I don't play very often. What old god do I want to play? I'm thinking of Thutsu. I'm thinking it heats up a little bit. I'm thinking the old shotgun is about what I expect. I don't think I can, like, store it and try to randomize it because we have to, like, unequip it and re-equip it. But, what do we want to do here? I wonder, you know, I've actually never tried this, but Mimi starts with a scalpel, and that scalpel is normal. Is the scalpel in the hospital different? And if there's a way to, like, randomize the stats on Mimi's scalpel, is it the same as the one in the hospital? Or are they counted as independent weapons? I don't actually know. I think we definitely want to just kind of leave it like that, because we hopefully want to buy a compass, if applicable. And then I think we can start rolling. I will roll the library notes as well. Will I roll them twice since we low rolled? Sure. Brain worms, -2 doom. I guess? I'm not too enthusiastic about that, but, like, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? I guess it's overall fine. Also, I'm kind of curious, so I'm pretty sure it'll still encoding overload, right? But I did, like, when I opened OBS, I, like, toggled through the scene a bunch of times. Yeah, it's still encoding overloaded. That's annoying. Because it only does it, like, the first time. You know, and then after that, it doesn't do it anymore, I don't think. So, I don't know, that's a little bit weird. Also, I got the Pokidoku queued up already, and it's like Paldea, Area 0 DLC, and can learn moves. So I'm, like, cooked. Like, it's impossible. There's no way. Residential Recluse. I guess spoiler alert for the Pokidoku in, like, 20-30 minutes. Botany, Painting, Flood, Coma... Recluse. Also, there was a lot of discourse, actually, if I can actually bring it up, there's a lot of discourse around the community post from yesterday about, like, what areas are underutilized, and I actually was not expecting that, and a lot of people took it as an opportunity to talk about, like, the other world, which, I mean, I haven't done an otherworld discourse in a while, have I? But I did want to... I did want to take a look at some of the comments and maybe respond to a few of them at the end of this episode. So now that I've remembered to do that, I brought it up on the other monitor. Painting is kind of cracked because we get a light source for free, which is +1 perception. I think we can do it. We just have to hope that, like, the mansion isn't doomed. Like, if the forest is doomed, we gotta investigate it, like, what, 2-3 times? That's whatever. But if the mansion's doomed, which it's not, then, you know, that would kind of suck. Doom check? Alright, they're both at least. A cut artery? Me and cut artery Ritsu. Alright. I mean, we're not fighting the boss here, even with, Actually, maybe we can fight the boss. The boss should have pretty low health, right? But then also you get into a situation like this, and it's like, yeah. I think I'd rather just skip the boss, thanks. Give me the light source. Yeah, we are bleeding to death, by the way. Kind of sucks. Kind of, like, mid. Kind of, like, not ideal. You know, I don't really like bleeding to death. I think it's a rather bad way to die. Oh my god, I just thought of something. Death tier list? No, that would be so bad. But, like, I could just, like, me, Tourmaline, Plunger, and maybe somebody else, like, ranking how, like, the worst ways and best ways to die. That would be a very, very weird stream, but it could be very funny. Yeah, we committed to the bit. We shot the bullet already. Our ears are ringing. Go ahead and get me out of here. We're gonna take another stamina for the road. Ugh. Disgusting. I do think we probably just retreat, right? Because it's 1 sanity versus, whatchamacallit. So we got a light source, which is good for our shotgun. It's like, we find the little mushroom boy, and then we get the laser sight on our shotgun. That's a reference for the real ones in chat. True and real. This is Crow Country propaganda. I kind of want to do stamina just because we lost so much stamina, but like 8 stamina is not that bad. I'll take stamina anyways. I think that's fine. We have 8 it though, so let's I think we want to. I think botany is the play for sure. Oh, we got another recluse. We got another recluse. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with you? Okay, let's go ahead and... Actually, we can do the painkiller as well, so that's pretty nice. Do I want to roll this again? Because, like, worst case scenario, we can sell the painkiller. Yeah, sure. That's a game-winning find, so we take those, absolutely. But I will take my painkiller and eat it. Although, admittedly, it would probably be better to sell the painkiller, avoid Jar of Blood, and then just eat the Book of Gore, because the Book of Gore... Actually, I don't know, it's a weird one. What's our doomed location? The village? Yeah, it has to be. Village and hospital. High threat level for the whatchamacallit, too, so that's a little bit scary. Me and my perception Rutsu. I mean, listen, if you roll a 12, what are you gonna do about it? I think we can go ahead and visit the school twice. Just so that... I like the bonus EXP. I think we're kind of behind on EXP because we've only fought 1 enemy. My sanity is in remiss. Okay, Ritsuko-chan. I almost want to just... I almost want to, but we're probably going to fight another enemy. So it's like, what do you want to do here? 4 stamina is so much, though. Like, I gotta lock in. You know, maybe my ears are ringing, right? But I don't really... Like, what is wrong with you, you know? We could make the forest safe, actually. But I've already committed to not doing a doomed investigation here, so... I think we're okay. Me and the safe route Rutsu. It still gives you EXP, I can't complain about that. And we got a low threat level forest, which admittedly for stat checks when we have so low stats, maybe safety would have been better, but... I mean, we can take the stamina. It also makes our inevitable Book of Gore a little bit better, because we're actually healing more. Deft handling first level up. My beloved, I've been waiting for this my whole life. Now, we want to put every point that we get into knowledge. After this point. I think actually, hold on. Desperation. This is gonna do 9. So 2 of these will kill. So, I mean, 83. I can get down with that. It might have been better to kick if it was faster, but actually, no, we have the deft handling, not adrenaline, so... go ahead and run, just get a random injury, that's okay. Actually, I should have cast, whatchamacallit. I should have cast Book of Gore before doing that, because if we got Broken Jaw, it's Jover. So, I think it was Ritsuko-chan was our second enemy, right? because we shot our first enemy, which was in the mansion, and then we shot Ritsuko-chan. And so that's 2 bullets right there. We had to beat Ribcage Woman to death with we had to beat her to death with hammers. Nah. There ain't no carpenter hammers here. I actually need to do something that takes... This is actually kind of rancid. Honestly, this is more rancid than you might think. Because we need to do something... Actually, do we need to do something that's in the town? Because full heal on Flood? Full heal on Flood, it's not going to have that much. We have Book of Gore. Yeah, actually, no, it's fine. Get the +2 damage. Heal up. Book of Gore the rest. Yeah, I think that works. And then we can cure our injuries and coma, and then do Recluse last. I think that works. Now, the entire point of this run is not what you might think. Okay. 70% chance! The purpose of this run is not what you might think, alright? We have, different things to worry about, okay? And that's Recluse, the ghost enemy. We don't have any good way of killing a ghost. And we're not gonna get any good way of killing a ghost. So, the important aspect here, which is very, very, very important... Honestly, resist. I don't want to go into the other world. We get a frostbite. I hate that. The theologist is at the school! 33% chance. I hate it here. Me and, yeah, just roll a 1. It'll be fine. Me and the theologist, Ritsu. Forest is lower threat level, so... Forest we go. Me and Are You Lost, Ritsu. We need to get to 8 knowledge, or we need to have some sort of... Okay, I really, really want to go for the bonus damage, but also I'm terrified of the injuries. Maybe I shouldn't be. Let's roll. Let's roll, okay? Because if we get a bad roll on Book of Gore, that means we need to rest more, right? Concussion? Don't care about that. And concussion also goes away after this mystery, so that's just free. If you want to give me another concussion, I would love you forever. Cut artery makes this a little bit more complicated, but the boss does sanity, and this is only going to take 3 investigations. So this is effectively -3 stamina. So we're fine with that. We're okay with that. We're okay with that. We can roll it again. Because I will take peace of mind in this situation, yeah. That might be bad, but I think I'm okay with that. So the goal here is that... These events are amazing, by the way. The goal here is... We want to be in a situation where if we took sanity damage, we could roll Book of Gore again, and then we would have enough sanity damage to deal with the boss, right? So that's basically just what you were trying to set up, and that's what we achieved in setting up. So first of all, you see something like this, and you see your % chance to hit, and you're like, yeah, I guess I'll die. We're gonna take... 3% chance. This is an Eldritch enemy, actually. For real? On God? Did I just do that? Did I unironic abolish usage? No way. So let's go ahead and block this next attack, because this is probably going to be the power attack, if I had to guess. That means we probably miss, though. You know what? It's not going to do 9 damage. Yeah, sure. And you know what? Now you're dead. I think, is this the power attack? I don't remember. So this is gonna do 80 more billion damage. I think we block this one, yeah. Block this one. Hope you get... I mean, we could do 5 here. That's perfectly fine. Then Desperation... And then this will absolutely kill, right? Absolutely, right? There's no way. Because this would normally do 6, so 12, but it's getting, like, all the bonus damage in the world, yeah. 15 exactly. I think Daddy's Girl is pretty strong, but we do want to start investing in knowledge here as much as possible. Now, we gotta go coma. Just full... Absolutely. It's the only... Like, if we go here, we're dead, right? Like, we literally die. I don't even have my hands on the mouse buttons right now. We go coma, and we immediately run it down here. And then we're taking care of this cut artery. Blood loss, you know. I am selling the handcuffs because I don't want another jar of blood. And, I mean, the hospital's doomed. We're gonna have to switch it around a couple of times. I think that's fine. We're on the last two mysteries are at 46%. Let's play around the threat levels and avoiding the penalties, huh? Sounds good to me. I mean, you hate this guy with a burning passion. There's nothing about this guy that you don't hate. Yeah, sure. I'm not happy with it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not happy with this. So, we do... I'm gonna have to cast Book of Gore just to make sure I don't die here. And then Exposed Ribs is fine. So this is going to do 9. So we can do that. So this is 3, 4, 5. I'm so stupid. I'm unimaginably stupid. I cannot believe that that just happened. Badly bleeding, we can go... That's a minor case of badly bleeding. It happens to the best of us. Flashbacks, yeah, I'm gonna discard that. I'm not messing around. I'm not messing around with that anymore. Yeah, we'll spend a little bit of doom to stabilize here. That was bad. That was rancid. I cannot believe... Oh, hell yeah. For recast? Oh, yeah, for free, by the way. For free... Wait. Or what? Huh? Or a free cast discharge summary? Yeah, I'll take some. I'll take a 20 EXP, please, and thank you. That would be the craziest EXP duplication glitch if you could just press free cast here, and it would give you like as many discharge summaries as possible. That would be nuts. I mean, I didn't get my free cast, by the way. I'm a little bit upset about that. But that's okay. We misplayed horribly, and now we're back in the game slightly. Shouldn't risk stealing more from the police station. Dun dun dun! I'm falling out of my chair, by the way. I just realized. I mean, sure. We succeeded, actually. That's crazy. Now... Me when they're preparing something, because I already don't have money, so it doesn't matter. There's no debt in this game. You can't go into the negative funds. But a gambler character who could go into the negative funds would go kind of hard. But for some reason, I feel like that would just be Yashiro, but with money. And then I would complain about it for hundreds of hours. Take a nap, buy a coffee, buy a coffee. Buy a green tea. You know what? Be embarrassed. And take some sanity damage. Not being able to pay for coffee does half the amount of damage that being in a windy rice field does to your sanity. Me and rotting corpse Ritsu. Everybody's doing so much damage these days. You ever think about that? Like, everybody out here just doing so much. Listen, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to say. We're gonna go to the monument and sanity? No, stamina's fine. Because guess what? Book of Gore time. Yippee. Me and badly bleeding root suit. Did I already got the +2 from the oh god. Alright, hold on. History club. Give me this. I don't care what it is. Sell it. This is a roundabout way of doing it. Okay. The demon mask doesn't sell for anything? Ah, because of random item statistics. You ever think about that? You ever think about that? I think about that all the time. Well, isn't there egg on my face? There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Right off the bat. First try. The crowd goes wild. Everybody's like, wow, you're so... That's fine. Can it be sanity? Can it be sanity? Leeches. Oh, yeah. You've gone too far this time. I'll give you my blood. I'll give you my life force. I'll give you my... I'll give you my physical health. But my money? You... unforgivable... irredeemable eldritch bastard. Do I care about leeches, or do we just pick a god and pray? I think we just, you know what? We just pick a god and pray. It's fine. I mean, this is it, right? So it doesn't really matter. We're never coming back here ever again. Me and Knowledge Rutsu. Yeah, I have a concussion, by the way. That's why. That, in case you're wondering, that's why. I have a concussion. That's why I didn't have 8 knowledge. It's look who it is. As long as we don't roll Broken Jaw, no matter what happens, we can kind of just brute force it a little bit. But, you know, we could roll Broken Jaw at any time. And with the amount of times I've missed this game, it just feels like maybe I should be a little bit careful. Get close to the door and ask what's the matter? Oh, I don't know. Hey, what's the matter with you? That's crazy. Me and Delirium Rutsu. You know, for a parasitic leech, they have not been inconveniencing me currently. Listen, if that just gives you bloated and you're doing this at the end of the mystery, or at the end of the game, you might as well just slam that shit every single time. Me and Stuffed Toy Rutsu. Give me that curse removal. The curses that we don't have? Oh, it was flashbacks. We only used it once and it was flashbacks. Okay. I remember now. Don't worry, we'll roll a random curse before the game's over. And I'll be like, oh, thank God I got that free curse removal. I'm so smart. I mean, good luck to me. It's a ghost, not eldritch, so Abolish can get the F out of here. Me and 5 damage Rutsu. That's kind of nuts, honestly. Like, I'm a little bit like, you know, no, not adrenaline moment. A Book of Gore. Aw, shit, the leeches are back. Okay, you're dead. Now, I look at this and I ask myself, what the hell am I doing? What the hell is going on? I'm Alex yicking it up. Now let's see how painful this is gonna be. Light source, check. Dexterity, Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Okay. Memory checks, charisma. Aw, dang it. Strength. Aw, dang it. Okay. So we are taking -6, -3. So there you go. -6, -3 as a little treat. Now the leeches are probably gonna go a little bit hard, which we don't want them to, but ow. Oof, ow, ouchies. But that's okay. We can probably just, you know... second one was... It was Retsuko-chan. Yeah. Because we shot her with the bullets. And then the second mystery was... Botany, yeah. God, I'm so smart. And I could only do it with all these books in my library garage. You know what I value more? Alright, hold on. We gotta do something funny. I was gonna try to cast Book of Gore as much as possible, but... Nah, didn't work. I was 3 seconds too slow. You hate to see it. Alright, Pokidoku in 20 minutes as promised. But actually, no. Pokidoku is being delayed. So, I'm gonna go over some of the comments from the community post. This is your, this is community engagement moment. Alright. We're gonna start from, can I do, how does it sort work? It says top comments, but like, you know, doesn't really. Newest first. Joseph asked, or Joseph said, the lighthouse, it's only used at the end. So, the lighthouse is technically a seaside location, and it is interesting in the fact that, yes, it is only used at the end, and you do 5 to 6 investigations, but I do think since it's, like, mandatory in every run, you interact with it a lot. Now, the question was, what do you feel like is the most underused / utilized location in World of Horror? From an underused perspective, I would say that it's used adequately because it is in, you know, and this is kind of like my bad for wording it like this. In the underused perspective, I would say that it's used a lot because it's in every run, theoretically, hypothetically. In an ideal run, you see it every time. Now, as far as underutilized goes, I think that is important to say because the lighthouse has not really had many changes that I can remember outside of being bug fixed to where it works properly. And the thing about it is the lighthouse, and here's the thing about the lighthouse. It does not have enough variety, right? And there is no, like, so normally with roguelites, right? And I say normally, but I mean I'm like Slay the Spire pilled, right? I'm Slay the Spire poisoned, so take this with a grain of salt. But I think it's also the same thing with things like Gungeon, right? When you're doing a roguelite, you have, like, the normal, and also the Binding of Isaac, right? And I guess Spelunky as well. When you're doing a roguelite, you have sort of, like, the normal ending that people go for, like, 95% of the time. But then you have, like, the batshit crazy endings, right? And so, I wish, like, my dream is if, because World of Horror, and I'm all over the place, and I apologize for that. World of Horror, the end of the game is the easiest part of it, basically, right? Like, unless you're gonna get killed by Doom, or you have something that's gonna kill you, like, holes or insomnia or whatever, generally speaking, the early game is the hardest part. And so the end game of World of Horror is more like a victory lap, where it's like, yeah. Unless you, like, save a challenge for yourself at the end, like Recluse, right? And, like, there's a hard mystery that you want to deal with when your build's done, or you think you'll have enough resources for it. The thing is, I wish there was something that you could do at the lighthouse that allowed you to go further, right? Like, I wish there was something that allowed you to go deeper into a run. Because I do feel like the runs, especially if you're considering, like, playing it on not Harbinger of Doom, somebody, I'm pretty sure it was Horg. Somebody a while ago said that the Miku events were designed for playing on, like, the normal difficulty, because on a normal difficulty, Miku is significantly worse, because she can't reach those doom thresholds. It's like, it's really hard for her to reach those doom thresholds to get her stats increased. And that's something that I never really thought about before. It's like, yeah, of course, if you're playing on an easier difficulty where doom is very sparse, Miku's gonna be dog shit, because you're never gonna get your stats increased, and it's just gonna be miserable. The thing is, though, with that in mind, like, I feel like there should be more. I feel like even on Harbinger of Doom, you could have a 6th mystery that's like the heart or whatever, like Act 4 from Slay the Spire, or like some crazy shit in another roguelite where you just like go on a detour for a little bit, or you go on like a weird final boss that's very hyper-specific, right? Like, the lighthouse is utilized for every run, but it's used for every run, but it could do more, right? Like, if it led into, like, I think off the top of my head, you walk up the lighthouse and you've done some special thing to change your normal run into like a Act 4 heart run, right? For Slay the Spire terminology. Which, for those of you who have never played Slay the Spire, the game ends on Act 3, you deal damage to the heart, which is your score, and then the run ends, and then you start over. But there is a special thing that you can do to go past Act 3 into a secret Act 4, which is a gauntlet of hyper-specific bosses that have a hyper-specific gimmicks, and it is very, very difficult, right? And it is not something that you do every run. It is something that you do specifically for, like, challenges, or to get achievements, or, like, for something specific, right? As, like, you have a run going that can do it, and you're like, let's limit test the run, right? That's what I'm talking about. So I felt it was good to define that. And again, I apologize for being all over the place. Like, let's say you did something, like you have a special item that you brought to the lighthouse, and so when you click on the Eldritch Idol, instead of ending the run, it takes you to, like, a 6th mystery, which is, like, the otherworld version of the town, or whatever, right? And it's, like, all Eldritch, it's all messed up, everything is more dangerous, and maybe it only has a couple of enemies, right? But those enemies are really, really strong, and, like, brutally unfair to fight. So you have to have a broken run going in order to do it. You have to have some great synergies, you know? Something like that. I would love, I would adore, I would champion something like that in World of Horror. Absolutely. That would be a great addition, and it would be a great way to utilize the lighthouse more. Outside of that, just more variety in lighthouse checks would be fantastic. And it also means that I can make another video about it. Tee-hee-hee. Bobo Smith said, Seaside for sure. At least Village has neat, simple events and narrative coolness. The Seaside can always give you a bad status and either has easy enemies that just delete you, crazy stuff. Now, I believe that's in reference to, like, Canis being the easy enemy, and then, or, like, Koi Woman is also pretty easy. The Goblin Seal is also pretty easy. And then there's just, like, Mr. Pachinko and Mr. Coin, who are, like, absolutely terrifying. I think the Seaside is pretty scary as a location, because you always have, like, the Mr. Pachinko and Mr. Coin threat. At the same time, though, the Village having neat, simple events, like, I can generally agree with that. And the Village also seems to have, like, a little bit more interactivity, too, doesn't it? Because you have a lot of blue options in the Village, like the dog barking moment. That's not my dog, by the way. There's like you can have Yakuza card. There's something you can do with, I think it's the park ranger and that guy who's like, you don't decline me, fool, who throws the book at you. There's the, whatchamacallit, I'm blanking on it now, but there's like 3 or 4 blue checks, blue options in the Village, and I'm trying to think of that for Seaside, and I can't really think of it. So yeah, I think that the Seaside is a very weird location, and I think the Village is also kind of a weird location. but it does have what can be described as more narrative coolness, the village, because it's more involved in the mysteries, right? Like, the village is in Fear Festival, it's in Freaky Flood. Is it in something else? I don't remember. I think it's just in, like, Freaky Feature Found Footage, or not Freaky Feature Found Footage, oh my god, Fear Festival and Flood, right? Freaky Flood. So, it does have quite a bit of narrative interest there. Lunar Squid said, Otherworld has to be one of the coolest ideas in WoW, yet it's relegated to just high-risk, high-reward events, which is still awesome, but I wish there was more of it. I guess it doesn't count as a location, so my second answer is the mansion. You're telling me there is nothing in these mansions? So, a lot of people actually did... the Otherworld was, has a bit of representation here in the comments. The Otherworld is very interesting because I feel like it's also a great opportunity for more of that, like, roguelite sketchiness, where you could have, like, an Otherworld event. Because right now there's 3 of them, right? There's 3 of them, and they got 3 options each. But one of them is an unlock option, which requires the goblet. So, I think it would be really cool if there was a 4th Otherworld location that you could get lost in, and it sent you on a different mystery. Like, this is another way, because I really wish more stuff was like this in World of Horror, that just kind of added, like... And it doesn't have to be an easy mystery, it can be a very difficult mystery, it can be something that's very dangerous. We could curse whenever we get that one and be like, ugh, we got 25% chanced. But, I don't know, I think the Otherworld has a lot of potential, and I wish it was utilized more, as well. And then the second answer being mansion, I think the mansion is utilized quite a lot because it's got Violent Vigil, the painting mystery, kind of, because you do like most of it in the mansion, and it's also got the Oteru mystery. I don't remember what it's called. It's Hell. Hell, yeah. Harrowing Hell? Howling Hell? I don't know. It's Hell. So there's, like, a few places where you get lost in the mansion, or you have to interact with the mansion. And I think... I didn't include the mansion because of all the mysteries, but I do feel like there could be more to do with the mansion as well. Because it's kind of weird, right? Like, there's just sort of a mansion that exists, and it's kind of there, and you can investigate it at any time. And it really only has significance with somebody like Haru and Kairi, right? Because you can get the materials for Kairi, and then for Haru, you can fight the White Death. So I feel like I think the mansion's got a decent amount of sauce. DD Shock Trooper said, Seaside has the most disgusting town status and events, and they never see play. When are we getting tile exploration game combing the beach as a treat? It is kind of weird that, like, the downtown and the seaside just don't have, like, any mysteries that are like, hey, you're locked in here, right? There's a lot of potential for being trapped downtown. There's a lot of potential being trapped on the beach. Or, like, you don't even have to be trapped. You could just be, like... You could just be combing the beach. Yeah, the tiles could represent different areas of the beach, and you have to find, like, something washing up on the shore or something. Or maybe it's, like, there's this thing with, like, eldritch monsters washing up on the shores and, like, corrupting the local townsfolk. You could have something where you gotta comb the entire beach, and you gotta find, like, the eldritch monster washing up on shore, but the longer it takes for you to find it, it could be, like, different, right? So if you get lucky, quote-unquote, and find it immediately, you could be one of the people corrupted. Woo! Okumaku Tree said, Otherworld, in all caps, speaking like, the Terry Pratchett death. Just, death speaks in caps. The Otherworld... I didn't include the Otherworld because it's not like a location that you can investigate. There are 3 events that you get through, like, going to the Otherworld through a portal, but you don't really stay there. They're thematically really cool, and yeah, I think the Otherworld is probably something that could be utilized a lot better. Funky Fresh said, Village literally has nothing going on besides good events. Yeah, the Village doesn't really have a lot going on. I think my personal vote is the Seaside, but the Village is really interesting because it's utilized very specifically for one mystery, which is Fear Festival, where you're taking a vacation in the village, but you never have to interact with the village once. Org Japan said, voting because your video told me to. Also, Village used to house the infamous Emmerdale custom event. That event needs to be made canon. True! That event needs to be on the Steam Workshop, and it needs to be, like, officially promoted by the... It needs to be officially promoted. Like, when you go to the game page on your Steam library and it says Steam Workshop trending items, it just needs to say Emmerdale. So true! Dark Inferno 72 said, needs new gods. The god of overwhelming sadness was meh and lacked events. You know what? I don't know if I would classify gods as locations, but feels a little... it's not dehumanizing. They're not human. They're very much eldritch beings, some of which are so big that they could probably be considered as location. I mean, Ath-Yolazath is literally, like, planet-sized and devours planet... You know what? Yeah! Yeah, you know what? Ath-Yolazath is an underutilized location. Only shows up once. And if he does, you're dead. Alright. It's time for Pokidoku. The foretold Pokidoku. As a treat. As, like, a little treat. I was also thinking of other polls. Or not polls, sorry. I was thinking of other, like, whatchamacallits to do. But we have to lock in here. I think Iron can carry us here, okay? I think Iron can carry us here. Because there's no way that, like... There's no way, right? Like, there's no way. Okay, right off the bat, Iron... Iron Valiant is a dual type. So we can just put that right there. Iron Valiant is a dual type. I'm gonna say Iron Moth, because that thing is a fire bug, right? So theoretically. Now, Thunderbolt, we're gonna come back to that. Rock can learn Flamethrower. There is a, no, it's not Camerupt. Camerupt is ground. Oh, jeez. Rock dual type. We can do Graveler, because that's rock ground. Kanto is Gen 1. I'm like 99.99% sure. Dab me up with a Charizard. Correct, okay. Can learn Thunderbolts. I mean... Do I even need to say it? It's Pikachu. Pikachu can learn it, and if we're repping Kanto, dual-type Kanto, my boy Omanite. And I'll do Omastar. I like Omastar. Omastar I like more. Omanite is like the meme one, like Praise Helix. But I always liked the, I always remember, I liked my level 79 Omastar. He was my boy. He was my guy. Rock can learn Thunderbolts. Rock can learn Thunderbolt. Isn't it like, the Alola Golem, isn't that an electric type? Oh, but is it a rock type? Is it rock electric? Or is it... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I was about to lock that in. I don't know if it's a rock. I think Doug Trio might also be an electric type for some... Wug Trio? That's crazy. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Rock can learn Flamethrower. I mean, it's gotta, like, looking at it, it's gotta be Soul Rock, right? Like, it's gotta be Soul Rock, right? Wait, Sandy Shocks is Paldea, isn't it? Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Okay. It's gotta be Soul Rock, right? Soul Rock's gotta be able to use Flamethrower. Thank God for that. Now, I wonder if, on that logic, can Lunatone? Can Lunatone learn Thunderbolt? I want to say it can, for no reason. You know what? We're balling. Ah! It was Golem Alola! Raging Bolt. Huh. Well. What were the options? Regirock can learn Thunderbolt? I didn't know Probopass was a... I thought it was a Steel type. I didn't know it was a Rock type. Fair enough. I didn't know Tyranitar was a Rock type either. What do you mean Rhyhorn can learn Thunderbolt? What is this? No, hold, no. What is this? I'm copying it? Aurorus, I should add. Yeah, Aurorus. Yeah, that makes sense. What the hell is this thing? A Rock Poison Ultra Beast. It's like Nihilism? Nihilego? Lego? Rock Poison. Lego is an Ultra Beast that resembles a jellyfish. The ball is semi-translucent and encircled. Lego attaches itself to the cranium of a host, causing abnormal behavior? Huh? Lego preys on both human and Pokemon? Lego merged with Lusamid? I'm sorry? What is this? Chat? What is this? What is this a mecha? What? Discovered by the Aether Foundation? I don't think this thing is safe to have. Yeah, I don't... It can learn, Poison Jab. I mean, that makes sense. Power Gem? Yeah, if we ever want to know how to do Power Gem. Lego Major Appearances. Anime. Ash briefly battled the Ultra Beast before it took Lusamid into the Ultra Wormhole and disappeared. Pokemon Adventures. What in the... Yeah, it's a Rock type, by the way. This is a, This is a Rock type, by the way. It's a Rock type, guys. Does that look like a rock to you? That's so creepy. That like... That's so weird. That's so weird. That's so creepy. What the hell happened? Like, I'm pretty sure Lusamid is Sun and Moon, right? What the hell happened in that game? What is happening? What is this? Stay safe out there. Have a good one. Stay away from the rock jellyfish. Oh my god.